ICCI. I am Sean Chia, the Executive Director of the Malaysian International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the longest established chamber in Malaysia, championing businesses since 1837. We are continuing to bring you value add and knowledge, even though we are 184 years old. And today's topic is one of them. It is very apt that today's topic is been offered because of the recent issues about the increase in power costs, which adds to a cost pressure to the industry of at least 20%. We have already members that are seeing at least a 30% increase in their power consumption, which is exacerbated by the hike in gas prices too. Therefore, Tenaga Nasional Berhad, TNB, via its subsidiary companies experts, today will share with you about how you could do energy savings and sustainability through their TNB's non-regulated business entities. They will introduce you products that will help companies to achieve a sustainable energy goal. All right, today we have the first speaker will be Mr. Mike Yong, Chief Solutions Officer of Tnbx Sdn Bhd. He will be presenting smart and innovative solutions towards green revolution. It is about sharing how green electricity tariff, GET. And the next speaker would be Encik Elmi Fairul Mashuri, the Managing Director of G Sparks Sdn Bhd. He will be sharing about clean energy at zero upfront cost. It is about solar PV solutions, okay? And the last speaker would be Encik Effinizam Abdul Latif, General Manager of TNB Energy Services Sdn Bhd. He's going to be presenting energy efficiency program to reduce your electricity bill. Now, this is stay tuned for this, all right? Where he will share about energy efficiency program and then give us a little bit of an insight into something which is like a profit sharing model. Stay tuned for that. It's quite far-reaching, okay? So before we start the webinar, some housekeeping rules. Those that are watching from Facebook, you can leave your comments at the comment section. And those who are in the Zoom, you can leave your questions in the chat box at the bottom. All right, without any further ado, may I introduce you, Mr. Mike Yong. Are you ready?
Thank you, Sean. A very good morning to all. Yeah, before we begin, let me just share my slides here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, just to confirm, are you able to see the slides? Is it clear? Right, I reckon you're able to see the slides, huh? Right, yes. A very good morning to MICCI members, Malaysian International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MICI. I'm Michael. I'll be sharing on the GET program. This is a new program to assist any company or organization or institution who wanted to achieve green or achieve probably their ESG goals. Yeah, I'll bring you through. But before we begin, let me just share with you a brief background about Tnbx. It might be new to some. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of TNB, and we incorporated in 2017. Our focus is more towards the beyond the meter solution, but the main agenda is how can we assist you or provide more values to you, apart from just normal supply of electricity. Yeah. Now, the objective of my presentation is before moving towards the energy savings solution, I would like to share with you how we can assist you to achieve your sustainability goal, right? Or so-called the talk of the town, the ESG, carbon neutral, and net zero, yeah, through this GET program. Now, to set the context right, we talk about ESG, we talk about carbon footprint reduction, we talk about net zero, but one of the ways that we can actually go in depth on this is to quantify it, right? So one can actually calculate, right, what are their emissions coming from scope 1, scope 2, or scope 3 of their CO2 emission to the environment, right? So this is based on the greenhouse gas protocol, right? To give you a context how an entity or even MICCI members can actually calculate your greenhouse gas emission, then you can look at it from the context of scope 1 CO2 emission. Yeah, scope 1 are all those emission that is controlled or owned by you. So for instance, if you have your own fleet or vehicle that is using the ICE engine, yeah, or internal combustion engine, then that is where there is certain emission of CO2 you're contributing to the environment. A rough figure of what will be the emission coming from a passenger car will be roughly about 0.3 kg of CO2, right, per kilometer to the environment. So this is where, like the fleet where you control, right, where you have control, that falls under scope 1. So any other emission that could come from your operation or your value chain that you have control with, that comes under scope 1. Now, there is also this scope 2 emission, whereby it's more focused towards the energy side. One of the example is the electricity, right? So because most of the operations are using electricity, whether we are in offices or if it's manufacturing or if you're manufacturing goods, right, especially on the industry side, then you definitely take electricity from the grid, right? And there is an emission factor because of how the generation mix is, right? A rough estimation, right, based on what has been reported to UNFCCC in December 2020 is that every 1,000 kilowatt hour of electricity, you're actually contributing about 0.639 tons of CO2 to the environment. So that's the emission factor, right? It changes every year depending on the generation mix. Now that's where your contribution is. And third, that will be the scope 3. So scope 3 is along your value chain. There will be any other part of your what do you call it, operations, right? If you use third-party services, that has an emission that you have to also include in your scope 3 emission. For instance, let's say for industry, you manufacture goods, right? And you would have export probably to countries out of Malaysia. And that's where you use third-party logistics. And this third-party logistics has an emission because they use fuel which you do not have a direct control over. So that's your scope 3 emission. And in general, by focusing on scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3, that is where you can achieve, right, carbon neutral or net zero. What we are focusing here in today's talk, right, it's on the scope 2 electricity. So to achieve scope 2 carbon neutral, right, or net zero, one can go for energy efficiency solution first, right? So that's where you can maximize, right, or use your energy more efficient to achieve the same objective. So the details on how the energy efficiency solution will be shared later by my colleague, right, from Tnbs JFE. Apart from energy efficiency, what are the other ways you can achieve a lower carbon footprint or lesser energy or electricity from the grid? So this is where you can adopt the renewable energy solution, right? So if you go for renewable energy, which means you are now a part of the generator, right? You generate green energy from your roof directly, and it's clean energy, and you'll be probably taking lesser from the grid, right? So another colleague of mine, Chelmi from GSpark, will share in depth on the solar PV solution. And if you have maximized the energy efficiency part and renewable energy, right? And you definitely still will take the supply of electricity from the grid because of the limitation on how much carbon footprint reduction can be obtained from 1 and 2, right? Like solar, you have limited roof space, effective sun hours for 3.5 hours, right? You still, at night, you still take electricity from the grid or from TNB. Then that is where the electricity portion of it under scope 2, you can subscribe for the green electricity tariff, right, and achieve the carbon neutrality. So I have a short 2 to 3 minutes video with audio, right? Hopefully this will set the context of the green electricity tariff program. Yeah.
Is your company seeking solutions to reduce carbon footprint and meet the sustainability goals? Trying to seek for renewable energy solutions, but finding it hard to switch to green energy? This is where Green Electricity Tariff Program, or GET, can assist you. GET will replace My Green Plus. We will explain this in less than 120 seconds. To encourage and enable electricity customers to purchase green electricity for carbon footprints reduction, the government is introducing the GET program in support of our national aspiration to achieve net zero GHG emissions as early as 2050. GET is a bundled premium offering for customers who are interested to buy green electricity backed by Malaysia Renewable Energy Certificate, Emrec, based on an international direct standard. What is Emrec? Emrec is a market-based instrument that represents the rights to the renewable energy generation in Malaysia. For every 1,000 kilowatt-hour of green energy that flows into the national grid, one Emrec is created and tracked on Malaysia Green Attribute Tracking System, MGATS. Through GET, your electricity supply generated from large-scale solar and hydroelectric plants will be bundled through Emrec as green electricity. This will allow you to claim that your electricity supply is green-powered. The GET rate of 3.7 sen per kilowatt-hour is a reduction from 8 sen per kilowatt-hour under the current scheme. Residential customers can subscribe GET in minimum 100 kilowatt-hour per block, while non-residential customers are at minimum 1,000 kilowatt-hour per block. Also, you will be exempted from ICPT charge in your electricity bill until 31st December 2022. And that's how GET will assist you to achieve your sustainability goals and boost your eco-friendly brand image. For more info, contact us now.
Okay, so to set the context from the inputs of the video, right, the most layman term, how I would then describe this GET program is that you're now able to obtain electricity, right, that you are taking from the grid or from TNB. That's coming from a renewable energy source, which is what we call as the green electricity. Yeah, how this GET program works and how is it that you are able to claim that the electricity that goes into your operation indirectly, it's coming from a green electricity. Now we look at how the our generation mix and our grid system. Yeah, let me just take a rough benchmark in 2022. We have about 96% of our generation mix coming from coal and natural gas, about 4% coming from the green energy source, which is the large-scale solar, hydro, and so forth, right? And for every unit of energy, this green energy that goes into the grid, there will be a meter, right? And we will have that reading of how much green energy that is generated into the grid. And this is where we are able to generate the renewable energy certificate that will then represent, right, the green attributes from the green electricity. And if you were to subscribe the GET program at the value chain of electricity at the end of it, then that is where you're able to claim that the energy coming from a particular RE plant, such as large-scale solar, will go directly to your company. It's an indirect method, right? So for instance, if your company, you probably use, well, let's say 10,000 kilowatt hour per year, and if you subscribe equivalent 10,000 kilowatt hour of green, and that is where you're able to match that the energy enters to your operation coming from, let's say, TNB Sepang Solar or RE Gebeng or any large-scale solar or hydro. Yeah, so the GET program, through the GET program, you get the renewable energy certificate, and this is where you're able to claim that your electricity is coming from green source. Yeah, it has been adopted in other countries internationally. There's also this RE100 global movement by the RE100 climate group, in which there are 300 plus members that has pledged themselves internationally, yeah, that they would want to source 100% of their electricity coming from renewable energy source. And under this, the RE100 requirement and FAQ, right, you can see that they have stated that to achieve the 100% of electricity coming from a green source, you can do by one, putting up an on-site renewable energy generation, which is example, solar panel, right? Maximize on the rooftop. But because we do understand that companies or commercial companies, like the financial institution, will have limited roof space, right, to fulfill the energy demand. So then that is where they can purchase the REC. And now you can actually subscribe for GET to get the renewable energy certificate. And they have outlined that there are two registries which is accepted internationally, which is the IREC standard and also the TIGR. We are presently using the IREC standard. Okay, so apart from that, there's also this Bank Negara Malaysia, our central bank, has issued the climate change and principle-based taxonomy, especially for the financial institution. And they have also outlined some sort of certification that you can obtain, right, to go towards achieving the carbon footprint reduction. And there are standards like the GHG protocol accounting standard that under the scope 2 standard, you can actually acquire the renewable energy certificate, right, to achieve your carbon footprint reduction or to offset your electricity coming from the grid, right, that emission factor. This program was actually launched by the government and is supported by TNB. So our regulator, Energy Commission, has issued the guideline also. Yeah. Now, to go in detail of the program, I've shared the overview, right? So how this program works? You can apply this green electricity tariff, or you can subscribe for it. It costs 3.7 cents per kilowatt hour for every energy or for every block that you subscribe. So it can be residential or even non-residential subscribing for it. For residential, the subscription is in the blocks of 100 kilowatt hour. For non-residential, in the case of MICCI, that will be in blocks of 1000 kilowatt hour. Yeah. So the cost is an additional 3.7 cents. But what happens is this program, there is an exemption of ICPT until end of this year, which is until 31st December 2020. So I believe that a lot of you are concerned because there's ICPT increase of 3.7 cents from a rebate of 2 cents before this. And to achieve your sustainability goal, if you subscribe for the GET program, then you are exempted from ICPT, right, until end of this year. And presently, the ICPT cost of 3.7 cents is the same cost as the GET program, which is 3.7 cents. So in other words, you can subscribe for this program, and that amount of volume you subscribe, you are exempted from ICPT, but you pay for GET. So GET is actually free for you until June 2022, simply because the rate of ICPT and GET is the same at 3.7 cents per kilowatt hour presently. The ICPT rate will be reviewed and will be announced, right, by the government every probably by end of June for the following next 6 months. That is from July until December. So then we will have to probably see what will be the ICPT rate, and you'll be still exempted from the ICPT until end of this year. The minimum term is 1 year. So during 1 year, it starts from the date of subscription. So let's say if you subscribe today, you'll probably be approved by today, because presently we still have about less than 50% quota available. There's no, in this 1 year, you cannot reduce or terminate your subscription, yeah. But if you would like to increase your subscription, say for instance, you wanted to start off with maybe lower, maybe about 40% or 50% first of your subscription, and you increase over the time, then you can always increase the following month or the month after that. Yep. So the quota subscription for the start, it's for you to secure the quota, because what was announced, we have about 4.5 million. And about, I think we have about almost 2.5 million has been taken up. So there's only about 2 million megawatt hour of green electricity quota that's available. What you are going to be billed, it's not based on what you subscribe. So if you subscribe for 1,000, you will only be billed based on what your actual consumption is. So if your actual consumption is, let's say, 888 kilowatt hour, so you only be billed at 3.7 cents on that 88 and not the 1,000. So to give you an illustration how you see in your bill, yeah? So you still see 2 cents because this is the previous month bill. But the key here is that on the, what happens if, let's say, your energy consumption and your subscription, yeah, does not match. So if your consumption is, let's say, 800,000, and you subscribe for this green electricity tariff, right, GET program at 100,000. So only 100,000 will be charged with the 3.7 cent, and the remaining 700,000 will still be charged with the ICPT of 3.7 cent, right? So that's what happened. Now, if let's say if your subscription is 100,000, but your consumption is lesser, so probably maybe because of coming festive season, right? Like Hari Raya, your operation will probably be slowed down, or operation will be reduced. Then what is going to be billed for GET, it will be based on your consumption, which is 50,000 and not 100,000. Yeah. So there will be no penalty if you do not meet the subscription, right? It's just that over the time, if you find that you have subscribed more than what you use, then TNB has the right to reduce your green subscription. Now, so that's the how it works in the bill, right? How you would see that your GET or your green electricity subscription, and how it would roughly appear in your bill and the cost, right? So everything will be in your monthly bill. And that is where after the end of the year, which is in January, we will provide you this renewable energy certificate. So this REC is actually from the International REC standard. It will have your company name, how much RECs you have subscribed from your bill, what's your company address, from which period to which period, and you will also have the emission offset, right? Because like I've shared, the 0.69 tons of CO2 per megawatt hour or 1,000 kilowatt hour, that's the emission, annual emission, right? For that year. So we probably need to have the emission for this year, and that's where we will sum up your energy consumption up until December, and we will provide you the REC in January. Yeah, there will be a QR code for you to verify at the IREC standard platform, and this QR code and the pass verification key will be exclusive to you only if you have subscribed for this GET program. And inside this detail, right, it will also have a determination on the amount of energy that you have subscribed. It's coming from which solar, large-scale solar, or even the hydro plant. What's the energy? When is it generated? On which month? So it's very detailed to match the RE plan to your energy consumption through this renewable energy certificate. And how you subscribe it is that you can subscribe it through the My TNB portal. So GET has been started off since 1st December 2021, right? About a couple of months back, about 2 months plus. So then that's where you can actually log into My TNB. If you do not have the My TNB web portal, so probably now is the best time to create an account. It's free, right? You're able to view your bill in My TNB. You can also pay your bill through this My TNB portal, and you can do quite a lot of services to request from TNB through this My TNB also. And one of it is subscribing for this GET program. So subscribing for this GET program, it's a few steps away. Where you click on it, they will have this average 6 months of your electricity bill, and that's where you can key in how much blocks that you would like to subscribe, right, based on the guide. If you would like to subscribe more, then you probably need to put about 10-20% more than your average, right? That is to forecast the increase of electricity in the coming months due to the rise of operation. So after, what happens is, if you subscribe the GET, right, in My TNB, after finishing the subscription, then in less than a day, right, within a day, you'll get the application form where you fill online. Then it will have this soft copy. There will be also these terms and condition, right, provided to you in soft copy through your email that's registered with your the My TNB web portal. But these terms and condition will also be there when you click, right, for the subscription in My TNB. So you have to accept the terms and condition before you can proceed, right, for the application. And after that, you will first get the welcome cert, right? So this welcome cert will also state that your account name, your address, and your CA, how much you subscribe, and the program starts when. Yeah. And this is where you are then officially part of the GET program, and the quota of green electricity coming from the large-scale solar and also hydro is then allocated to you already, right? The REC, you'll probably get it after the end of this year, where we get all your 1-year consumption and the emission factor, and you will get the certificate by January. So more information will be available in the MGUT's website as well as TNB's website. And last but not least, just to recap, the benefit of this GET program. Yeah. So the GET program enables you to claim that your electricity is coming indirectly from a renewable energy source, such as the large-scale solar or the hydro plant. Right. With this, you're able to sort of zeroize your emission factor for electricity coming from grid. So this is only for electricity coming from grid, which is coming from TNB, right? We cannot use this offset for other scopes of scope 1, scope 3, or other scope 2, example water and so forth. Right? It's only for the electricity coming from grid. So 2 is that this is actually a quality and credible green electricity program, because it's a bundled program coming from the renewable energy that is connected to our grid, and also it's from the international REC standard. Yeah, so we don't issue the cert directly from us. It's from the IREC standard that we are using. Third, it's to support the green agenda. So the proceeds of this green energy program is to be channeled back to the government to increase more green and renewable activities, right? So that then it will then further reduce Malaysia's carbon footprint as a whole. So that's the end of my sharing session, right? So if you have any issues, you can contact us later. We have a general line here. We also have our email that you can drop us an email. We have our Facebook, Instagram, and also LinkedIn page where we update certain information about Tnbx from time to time, right? So with this, thank you for your attention. Thank you for the opportunity for us to share with you about this GET program. And I shall pass back to Mr. Sean. Thank you, MICC.
Yes. Thank you, Michael. Okay, that's one of the ways that you could both achieve your agenda of a greener energy consumption, and also in terms of reducing your power cost. Okay, just before we go to the next panelist, quick questions here, Michael. Sure. Okay, they say, what is the distinctive difference between Surya Shield insurance as compared to other PV insurance policies available in the market?
Okay, so yep. So I'll just give a quick introduction. So I believe that most of you would have heard that this latest news that was published by in the news, right? And we talk about the Surya Shield. So Surya Shield is different than GET, right? So I think I'm sharing the website now. Hopefully you can see the screen, yeah? So what Surya Shield for now focus is that Surya Shield is it's an insurance for your solar panel. Okay, so presently we have a package here in the Surya Shield website, which is suryashield.tnbx.com.my, where they have 6 plans depending on how much would you want to insure. So for instance, right, let's say on average price per kilowatt for your solar, let's say it's about 5,000, and you install, let's say, about 4 kilowatt. So your cost of your solar system is, let's say, 20,000. So then the plan 1 will suit you, right? So this package is where it will then insure your solar PV. Say, let's say, during the terms of the insured period, right? Let's say what happens if the panel breaks down. So there will be a coverage of up to 5 months. Loss of income here means loss of income that could be you could have gained, right? Because you put solar PV, you want green energy at the same time you want savings for electricity bill, right? Because currently the solar PV price will be lesser, right? If you talk about the average cost, average rate as compared to the tariff. So then that's where, if let's say the PV fails, or let's say there's an issue with the solar PV, then you'll be taking from the grid, right? Taking from TNB, which then you then incur back to the tariff. Now, during the period where it's down and it's being rectified, so then this is where, sorry, hold on. So then this is where the insurance will insure that period of loss. It will also insure the panels. So we have the package for residential where you can contact us or you can subscribe through this platform. If it's for commercial and industrial here, then it will be a separate package. Then you can contact us for us to assist you to insure, right, your solar PV. Right. So this is Surya Shield is for the solar panels, insurance for solar panel.
Right. Okay. What about are you more competitive than the other? I don't know. Is there in the market other insurance policies on PV?
Yeah, I reckon in the market, other solar players would have the packages, right, that they can offer. So we are also transparent. You can see that in Surya Shield, that's the rate of annual premium, right, and the sum insured. So it's transparent over there from our end.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It seems that I just want to have a gauge of the level of awareness of your GET, green electricity tariff, within the domestic and the commercial market.
Sure, Mr. Sean. So what happens is this program, right? If you look at the news, right, it was launched by the minister, right, Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, YB Datuk Takudin. It was on 23rd of November 2021. So then that's where we first started off. The program was officially started in 1st December. So this is considered still like a new program, right? About 1 or 2 months plus now. Now it's about close to end of February. And that's where we are now promoting, and we appreciate and thank MICCI, right, for this platform for us to share with you how you can now reduce your carbon footprint through the GET program. So we see that there are quite a number of residential customers, right, that has subscribed to this, and most of it was actually not by the residential, right. A large portion of it is actually by the what do you call that? By the non-residential, which is from the industry, which I believe part of a large industry is in this MICCI, as well as the commercial sector, like from the financial institution. So because if you look at the slides before this, right, there is this guideline by the Bank Negara that's pushed for ESG, people wants to achieve sustainability, but at the same time manage their costs. And this program will be able to assist. And I just shared the website of our MGUT's website. We have about 4.5 million of green coming from the large-scale solar and hydro. About 55% has been taken up, so there's about only 45% availability. So this is just for the past 2 months. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Great. I mean, yeah, exactly. This is together with us. That's one of the intention of raising awareness, So the part here is that when a business or a domestic household wants to participate in the GET, what options are there for leasing, or there need to be outright a sum to pay, or is there installment schemes that is available? Are you aware of
okay,
such
understand.
schemes?
So GET program, it's not like solar panel, whereby solar panel, when you purchase the solar panel, you have that asset, you have that hardware, right? The panels, the wiring, and the inverter, and so forth, the whole system. Now GET, it's a program whereby you subscribe and you get a certificate. So there's no right now, there's no this leasing or option. It's just an additional cost you pay, and it'll be charged through your Tnbs bill. So it comes under all one bill, right? So for residential, probably it's more additional costs. If you would want to contribute to green, then that is where you can subscribe for this this GET program. It's a 3.7 cents premium, which means an extra on top of your tariff.
Okay. All right. Right. Okay. One more last three we got to do with from a member. Bear with us. I say my factory is supported by incoming 132/33 kV kilovolt station.
Yep.
And I would like to provide 100% of energy supply coming from renewable energy. What's the mechanism can they subscribe to?
Yep. Okay, understand. So to assist, right, the industry, right, I believe that 132, that's the high voltage side, right, the 132 kV customer. Understand that you want to achieve your goal because you have the carbon footprint reduction, right, and at the same time you are looking ways how to achieve, right? So one is that you can put solar panel solution. So solar panel solutions where you have the hard asset. I think this will be further deliberated by my colleague Encik Elmi, right, the MD of GSpark. That's one way, but there's a limitation actually, right, on how much green that you can take or you can have it produced from the solar PV. Because of the limited roof space, your consumption will be very high. So imagine if 132 kV, they could be like 30 megawatt of power that they will need, right? The capacity of power they need. But the solar rooftop probably can cater, depending on roof size, maybe 2 megawatt, right? So you still take a large number of electricity from the grid, which is a mixture of brown, generally about predominantly by now, right? That's about 96% of it, like based on 2022 data. So that's where the remaining of it, that's where you can subscribe GET. So GET through the certificate you will then have the rights to say that you will now claim the electricity that's coming to operation comes from this and a certain, right? It's through the IREC standard and a cert also, you'll be able to see that it's really determined that it's a specific large-scale solar, whether it's Sepang solar or which hydro plant, it's very specific. So you gain that rights. Just like now, I think one of the hottest things is NFT, right? You can just purchase NFT and then you claim the rights on it, right? But it's all through digital. So it's similar way, but then this is through the Renewable Energy Certificate through the program, right? So when you subscribe for this program, you get the REC, and then that's where you get the rights to claim that electricity coming from green. This to support the industry that has limitations.
Yeah, okay, all right. Because I think the next question leads to it that if he buys 100% REC, so to speak, if he can actually do that, then his 132 kV station will then need to be shut down, right?
No. So basically, right, purchasing this is purchasing cert. It's an indirect mechanism, right, to claim that you have the green electricity coming to your plant or operation. So when you subscribe for GET, right, no worries, there won't be anything that will be done to your site. So there will not be shut down. There will not be change of even transformer, switch gear, or additional wire from green source or what. No, right. So this is an indirect mechanism through the Renewable Energy Certificate that you are able to claim that you are now getting green electricity source directly.
Oh, okay, great. So it's very transparent in a way. Yeah?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So then the next one that follows on is that once he's got this REC, if he were to relocate his factory, does it follow the factory to a new site?
Okay, so basically when they subscribe, right, they'll any customer who wants to subscribe or MICCI member who wants to subscribe, you'll be subscribing based on your contract account. You have a contract account with TNB, so you'll be subscribing based on that. And what happens is, let's say you subscribe from like now February until June, so that'll be first half, right? So that will be under you, and then from July until let's say December, you shift address, right? But still that's under you, under let's say an XYZ bank or XYZ industry, right? Commerce for industry, anyone. So when we retire the certificate, we can retire to your name and you can let us know which address you want. So it's not an issue.
Oh, okay, great stuff. All right. Yep. So next speaker, thank you, Michael. So
thank you,
we will, if there are any more questions relating to you, we will just bring it up later. So without further ado, Encik Elmi, are you ready? We have Encik Elmi. Okay, Encik Elmi, I think you are on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now can see and can hear you now. Over to you, Encik Elmi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sean, for the introduction. Next, we move to the second topic related with distribution generation using rooftop solar. Okay, today there are 7 content for today's session. I will share from the bigger perspective on the solar solution and the current opportunity and also what next related with solar rooftop industry. Okay. Based on the report of Peninsular Malaysia Generation Development 2020 by Energy Commission, to meet the 31% of RE capacity mixed by 2035, the total RE capacity is needed about 8.5 gigawatt, combination of solar, hydro, biogas, and biomass. But don't forget, energy transition also need to consider the energy trilemma related with security, sustainability, and also the affordability. Recently, the demand on the green energy increasing, drive by the ESG, net zero GHG emission target, and also to reduce the operating costs. And at the same time, the availability of RE on-site solution like a rooftop solar, and also the green electricity tariff mentioned by Mike will grow RE business further in the coming year. Solar is one of the renewable energy solution easily available in Malaysia. You can see here there is a high demand on the solar development, including the LSS and also the rooftop solar. There are three main schemes that are available for solar in Malaysia. Number one is on the self-consumption, meaning that the generation from the solar used by your own, no export to the grid. The second one is net energy metering. This one you can export your energy, excess energy to TNB. And the third one is on the large scale solar. To facilitate the industry, Energy Commission had established a proper guideline for customer and solar service provider like us to be fulfilled before embark into the physical implementation and also the installation. For generating license, it's only applicable for solar PV system installation above 34 kilowatt for single phase and above 72 kilowatt peak for the three phase. Government ada Kementerian Tenaga dan Sumber Asli also promoting the green energy solution by continuing the NEM 3.0 scheme last year, and recently has also added another 300 megawatt quota for commercial and industry segment. This scheme benefit the client and help the solar industry to grow, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic time. So as at today, the balance that still remain for the domestic government office and also NOVA for the commercial industry is about 400 megawatt still available. A bit introduction on how solar PV works under the NEM scheme. You can see here first, solar panel will convert the sunlight into DC. Then the inverter will convert the DC to AC. So under the NEM scheme, all the energy generated from solar will be used first by the client. When the excess there will be exported to TNB grid as a credit in the bills. Thanks to this government initiative, because customer don't have to invest in battery yet to store the excess energy. For Selco scheme, there is no export energy to the grid. Then the solar energy production will follow the customer energy consumption. This is the sample of energy generation and consumption trend when the solar being implemented at the premise. You can see here on the upper side, this is for residential, and the downside there is for the commercial industry. This is where the NEM scheme is needed and help the solar industry, especially when the price of energy storage is still high. Now let me share some introduction about GSpark. This company is being established back in 2018. We offer our service end-to-end solution for rooftop solar, including the consultation, installation, maintenance, monitoring, and also the repair. As at today, we already secured more than 1,000 projects for commercial and industry, and also the residential. And the total capacity that we have now is about 116 megawatt peak. 160 megawatt peak, if I can share the imagination, is a solar, like a 2 solar farm that being installed at the rooftop. We are not on the landed, but on the rooftop. We are using the rooftop solar. Why customer choose GSpark? There are 4 main reasons here. Number one, of course, we are 100% owned by TNB. We also have 70 years in energy electricity business. And the third one, our team consists of different expertise, including distribution network, generation, also civil, and etc. And the last one, of course, safety and quality is our priority. We only use the tier 1 product for the PV panel and the inverter, and for all our installation. To make sure the rooftop solar work as per plan, GSpark use only top tier 1 product for all their installation at customer premises. You can see here using the panel from Betrina, QCell, JA, and GCO. The warranty goes up to 12 years. For the inverter, we are using the Sunroot, Solis, and also the Huawei, and the warranty can go up to 10 years. Sharing some our news, the latest customer on board with us is UPNM, University Putra Malaysia, with a total capacity of 16.18 megawatt peak. This will be our largest rooftop solar in one place. We have signed the agreement, SARI agreement with them last month. So we also collaborate with the financial institution, not only to facilitate their client, but also to help them to achieve their ESG agenda. This is some news about, we also have a good collaboration with the government agency that goes solar rooftop with us. Okay, our current product for rooftop solar will cover the 3 market segments. Number 1 on the residential, government, and also for the commercial industry. So for today, our focus is definitely for the commercial industry segment. Currently, GSPARK can offer 2 types of product for rooftop solar. Number 1 is a zero capex for NEM, Nova, and Salco, and the second one is outright purchase. Outright purchase meaning that client will pay 100% upfront. So we will help the client to get either the NEM, Nova, or Salco. For the funding, we do offer zero capex solution for government building and also qualified commercial and industry customer. Not only solar energy purchase, some of our clients buy the system for us through outright purchase. Okay, on the zero upfront cost is one of the GSPARK value proposition in the rooftop solar market. During our earlier day, it takes a lot of effort to educate and giving awareness about this product to the potential client. So what you mean by the zero capex solution? Number 1 is zero upfront cost. The total development cost will be bear 100% by the GSPARK. Okay. Number 2, immediate saving from day 1 system being operated. Through competitive solar tariff, we offer, of course, lower than utility tariff, and all the saving is 100% owned by the customer. Number 3, fixed and lower solar tariff. Why GSPARK choosing the fixed solar tariff? Because when we do the survey, even we discuss with the client, they definitely want to maximize the saving. So that's why we offer the fixed solar tariff to the client. On the repair and maintenance, of course, will be covered by GSPARK during the contract period. And for the monitoring and reporting, we can share with the client, because some of our client want to score the GBI, for example, green building index, so we can share all the information to the client as well. And for the flexibility, the contract, yes, I can say the maximum is 21 years. It's very flexible. We can fit whatever years that client want. For example, 10 to 15 years, and client also can exit at any time. For example, at the year 5, they have a capex for the solar, then we can sell the system to the client. Okay, this is the example how the zero capex works. You can see here, if for example, without the solar, the building bills about using the 10,000 kilowatt hour, is tariff at 50 cents per kilowatt hour in TNB tariff. So the total bill about 5,000 a month. So with the solar, the client take from TNB supply using, let's say 50%, 5,000 kilowatt from TNB and 5,000 kilowatt hour from the solar producer. So, and with the solar tariff of 40 cents, 10 cents cheaper than TNB. So here, customer can save about RM 500 per month. GSPARK currently using the supply agreement of renewable energy, SARE, that's ready from our partner, Tnbx, for all our projects. This is to mitigate the risk for both solar investor and also the building owner during the contract period, because the contract period can like I said, can be up to 20 years. So we want to make sure the risk is being mitigated. Tnbx will help us to execute this, including the monthly bill report. So this is the three-party agreement, including the TNB and also client here and also the solar provider. Our customers are happy with the one bill, including the conventional energy bills and solar energy bills, because they only refer to one document, especially for the financial reporting. For commercial industry project, generally the timeline to complete the project is range about 4 to 6 months. It depends on the system size and the site condition. Okay, the next one, what makes the solar rooftop one of the preferred RE solution today? From my opinion, the ecosystem itself help the rooftop solar industry grow bigger. As you can see here in the table, for example, each entity play their important roles. RPVI like G-Spark will facilitate our client to embark on a renewable energy on-site solution. Customer can enjoy the saving immediately and contribute to the ESG agenda at the same time. What's next? In the coming years, we foresee there will be a high demand on the green energy because everyone has to participate in the ESG agenda. Option that customer have today is on-site solution like rooftop solar and also the GET. For the future, the energy storage will play a big role because of the NEM scheme itself only allowed to export the excess energy from solar to the grid up to 10 years only. So this is because the scheme is being subsidized and this model cannot be sustained. From the market trend, we can see the energy storage cost is coming down. You can see here. So we are targeting another maybe 3 or 4 years, then everybody can affordable to have the battery. Finally, being a subsidiary of TNB, despite always being added value to the customer, we have many solutions related with EE, for example, from Tnbes. We also have an EV and connectivity like internet with ALO. So we can combine all the solution with G-Spark solution. So customer can enjoy all the benefit here. Sharing some G-Spark portfolio. This is some of our installation at site for commercial industry. We have our appliance at all over Semenanjung, Malaysia. Okay, we have also in Bukit Mertajam, Terengganu Kulim. For the school also, and also the bank building. And this more on the industry. We also put the solar on the car park. We give the car park plus with the solar. So customer just provide as the car park, then we provide everything to customer. This is our the biggest installation so far at the university, one of the university in Johor. It's about 6.9 megawatt peak. We also help our TNB subsidiary for them to on the ESG agenda. So we put solar on their rooftop in their factory. Some feedback from, we also have a solution for the residential. So most of clients enjoy the saving 80 to 90% monthly. And for the commercial industry, we can see that 15 to 20% is a good saving for them to enjoy in monthly bills. Okay, that's all from me, Mr. Sean. This is our contact number. You can scan here our QR record. Then you can put any for us to put a proposal for the potential client for the zero capex, also the outright purchase. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Elmi. Okay, just hold on a few seconds for people to copy down or just take a screenshot of the contact numbers. Okay, so pretty good. Okay. All right. So some questions are coming in Elmi. So maybe you just keep that screen on. He's asking about those SMEs that are going to want to participate in the solar PVs with PV insurance. There's some payment methods. I think you did mention something, right? About payment methods a SME company can use to. Yeah, there was like outright. There is something which is a SME package there, as you mentioned.
Yes, because we work with the financial institution. There are some capex allocated for the SME company to enjoy the solar rooftop solution.
Okay, and then there's also funding by G-Spark too, right?
Yes. We do the funding for the selected client that meet our criteria. So we fund 100% for the rooftop solar. Okay.
All right. The next thing is that is there any additional government incentive that is available if they want to, go into solar panel?
Yeah. Okay. For like I said, the government also facilitate for the client that going outright purchase, for example, they can enjoy the GITA and GITE, the tax incentive from the MIDA. So, but this still need to meet all the criteria that's set by the MIDA. Then,
Okay,
for
and it's
example,
not too hard, not too hard.
so far our client still can enjoy that thing, but yeah, that means the criteria needs to meet lah,
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
meted. Yeah. So
Okay.
if using the MIDA or using the GITA or GITE, most probably the return, all the ROI will be shorter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Competitive advantage. This is great. So this is where you will say, you know, what is that difference with G-Spark and the other solution provider in the market? What's your unique selling point?
Okay, these are our, like I said previously, the four main reason, right? Of course, people looking at the saving on the, for example, the tariff, the solar tariff, right? The competitive solar tariff. Yes, we can meet all the competitive solar tariff. We can see that we are among the competitive service provider that can provide the best solution for our client. The tariff that I can see, you can get discount more than 20 to 30% from your existing tariff.
Okay, right. And so this is where the proof of the pudding is. The last question here is a company that is asking this. They plan to set up a 536 kilowatt P photovoltaic system. Okay, and the contractor they hire to do, they will apply. They say that they will apply for the GITA, right? GITA. So part of your services that you provide, do you also do that to apply for the GITA?
Yes, we do provide that services. Because we also have a client that buy the solar from us, 100% outright purchase. So we help them to submit the application to the MIDA.
Okay. Yeah, because that's where the next question is how can my company make sure that the GITA incentive will be 100% return back to us?
Because like I said, definitely the client need to meet the criteria that been set up by the MIDA. So far, if you can meet all the necessary requirement, I think don't have any big problem to get the tax incentive.
Okay. Well, next he say, where can I check your customer testimony? Just I think last few slides you gave a lot of the slides that you already done, right?
Yeah.
Is it available from your website or something like that?
Yeah.
Because
you can see I cannot mention the name because the PDPA, so I need to make sure the PDPA. But you can see, but in the news, for example, this university already in the news, UTHM, and also the UTC in the Perak, in Ipoh. Yeah. Then here some about the municipal, Seberang Jaya, for example, and others we also did for the industry and commercial.
Okay.
Right now we already installed more than 30 megawatt already. So the customer enjoy the saving from the solar rooftop.
I guess if someone who is interested talk to you, and then if you get the permission from like one of the factories in Shah Alam, you know, then you can arrange for testimony, I guess. Right?
Can. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is it true that if we apply NEM, we will sell the excess electricity to TNB for the first 10 years, and then we need to install the battery thereafter the 10-year period?
Yes. Okay, you can see here. This is the NEM 3.0 scheme. So the offset period is 10 years, like you said. Then after year 10, for example, if the solar is owned by G-Spark, is operated by G-Spark, so the hurdle or the thinking of the battery is remain on us. Customer just want to know how to enjoy the saving from the tariff.
Okay.
Yeah.
No need to fiddle around lah. That's why the next was G-Spark will provide the battery storage together with the solution, right? Okay. Right. Okay, this is something quite technical. How effective and reliable solar PV and inverter provided by G-Spark, and which certifying body validates your product? Okay, so he's asking about your equipment that you are supplying.
Okay, like I said, normally this part will use the tier 1 product because we want to make sure the investment come back, the return come back to us, and also for our client. So we are using you can check in the Bloomberg report. We are using for example here, the Hanwha QCell. We also use the Trina. For the inverter, we use only the top inverter, Sungrow and the Huawei, for example. So we did have an option for the customer to choose. Or of course, we want to make sure our investment will be good. So we are using the tier 1 product.
Yeah. Okay.
So
because
all the
it's your reputation, right?
Yes.
And also because you do a lot of guarantees too, about the 10 years, and thereafter the battery is going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Encik. Elmi, I think it's time for, you were running a bit late. I think it's time for Encik Effie Nizam. Encik Effie Nizam, you're ready? Over to you.
Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay, we can see and we can hear you well.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sean. Let me start my presentation. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Without further delay, let's proceed with my presentation. Today, I would like to present one of our program offered to TNB client, which is energy efficiency program. So let's go to the next slide. Allow me to introduce about Tnbs. Basically, we are a wholly owned subsidiary of TNB, incorporated way back in 1997 under the name of Tenaga SPL, Sdn Bhd, with a specialization in district cooling system. Of course, over the years, we constantly diversify our business offering in order to meet the always evolving landscape of energy sectors and customer demand. A part of our aspiration to grow domestically as a reliable partner to our mother, TNB, we also aspire to become the enabler in green and sustainable energy agenda for TNB and of course for our nation by constantly aligning our business areas to support TNB key pillars, as you can see in this slide, which are future generation, grid of future, and winning the customer. This is context and objective of my presentation. Okay. Electricity is a definite major contributor to operational cost of company or to business owner. Some premises may have less efficient equipment installed at their premise, which contribute significantly to high electricity bills. TNB through us, Tnbs, is actively promoting and providing energy efficiency program, EE program, for our customers, and we desire to boost the sustainability portfolio, also supporting National Green Master Plan. We have more than 10 years experience in energy auditing, also in the EE solution, and energy performance contract, which is I will explain in detail later. Benefiting a variety of sectors, for example, utilities, telecommunication, and also education sectors. By adopting this program, it will allow owners to reduce its OPEX. Okay, until today, we have approached potential client via strategic engagement program together with our brothers and sisters at TNB Group, specifically TNB Retail. They will contact client, so they will arrange a session for us to engage our client. So in the next slide, okay, we started to develop and promote energy performance contracts to our client way back in 2014. And in 2018, we rebranded this typical EPC model into EE program, where the program we offered is a combination with other our EE services such RIM services, consultation on energy management system, etc. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, now what is energy performance contract? EPC basically is sharing proportion energy saving generated from EE initiative with zero capital expenditure from customer. So the key advantages of EPC that I would like to highlight here. Number one is no upfront and operational cost to customer. Number two is zero financial risk. Number three, we guaranteed the savings and the performance of the solution. And lastly, operation and maintenance on the EE system install will be done by us. So in the next slide, I will explain to you on how the models work. Okay. As you can see, our EE program will go through several crucial stages to ensure all parties agree and understand the workflow. So I will try my best to explain how does the model work with our embedded workflow. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. Okay, how does the model work? Let's say, for example, this is your existing bill, your existing bill, and this is how much you pay now. 100%, sorry, 100 ringgit, 100,000 ringgit per month. So, and then you decided to go for EPC model to make your facilities more energy efficient by engaging us. So let's say you have appointed us. What we will do basically, we will conduct detailed energy audit. Result from this audit, we will present to you the investment proposal with all the detail together with the recommended solution. We have various solution and latest technology for EE equipment, which we gathered through our partnership program. Behind us, we've been supported by OEM for this EE solution in executing this program. Talking about baseline, we will put all of our data logger and meter to establish this energy baseline, right? So this baseline will be used later to refer the saving later. This is subjected to the agreement between the two parties. Technically, both parties need to agree how long will be the baseline period, and also what kind of condition data to be collected as a baseline. So, and we only we will implement the project after the baseline is agreed. So basically, what's in our proposal, we will tell you how much you can save in terms of energy kilowatt hour, and we translated it into ringgit. So, and how much to share the saving, the sharing ratio. So, for example, in this slide, 80-20. So, and then after that, we can further negotiate. Once both parties agreed, then we sign the contract. Okay, what happened after you sign the contract? Once you sign the contract, what we will do, we will start to implement the project. And once the project is completed, so as the result of the project, you have less energy bill. You have less energy bill. So in this slide, for example, I put it in 80,000 ringgit. So, and the saving is 20,000 ringgit. And from this 20,000 ringgit saving, it will be shared between you and Tnbs. So the value I am showing here, for example, 20% 20% for the owner, and 80% for Tnbs, with the duration of contract of 5 years. Okay, now we always receive a lot of questions from our client that why we getting more from the saving. First, you guys need to understand we the one who invest, and throughout the contract period, for example 5 years, we will look into the operation and maintenance of that solution. Also, we any spare part that we need to replace, and insurance, and also we need to perform what we call it measurement and verification, MNV, annually at your premise. So what is this MNV? Basically, MNV is to determine the cost saving that result from the installation is within the agreed values. So let's say if the saving is not achieved, we will reimburse the difference to client. So that is why the model is called energy performance contract, where we guarantee the energy saving and also the performance of the EE solution installed. So after the contract period ended, we will hand over the asset to owner. The owner will enjoy 100% the saving. For example, the contract period is 5 years, and we all know that, for example, LED lightings, which have 50,000 hours of the lifespan, as declared by OEM, can last for 10 years, depending on the normal operating hours, 8 to 5. After 5 years, you will enjoy 100% of saving without spending single cent to replace your asset. So there are some. This is some example of our successful EPC implemented by us. If you look at here, how much amount of the saving per year that have been generated, right? So I also would like to highlight here that EPC is always attractive to implement. Only for the large scale project. I mean, you have a volume of lighting, you have 2 or 3 unit chillers, right? And then if you look more detail here, there is nothing complicated about the solution implemented. So in building facilities, you will always have this kind of system, the lighting system, the air conditioning system, chiller, HU. So for me, it is not new because EPC is an option to you, to owner. It is not that you guys or the owner cannot do it by yourself. What I mean that you guys can always do it with your own money. But what we can offer, this EPC offer you an option to look into opportunity to get the maximum saving without spending money upfront, and also transferring the risk to achieve the saving to ESCO, to us. Okay, that is my last slide. Okay, for conclusion, the objective of EE program through EPC is to promote efficiency of energy use in daily operation in commercial or industrial premise. So throughout the 5 to 10 years of contract EPC, customer indirectly will learn the understanding of energy uses in their building operation. Finally, EE implementation can be done through EPC to save more in energy costs and also contribute to the low carbon emission to environment. If if you're interested with our program, you can contact local TNB state, or you can email us at inquiry@tnbes.com.my as stated in my slide. So that's it. Hand over back to you, Sean.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, INTFE. Right, okay. Wow, we've got questions coming in thick and fast. Okay, the first one is, what are the charges if I would like to subscribe to both walkthrough audit and detailed audit rendered by Tnbes? If I decide to take your EPC program, how is your profit sharing mechanism going to work?
Okay. Okay, basically for the walkthrough audit, the cost is about 4,000 to 5,000 ringgit, where we will perform the walkthrough audit. We collect some information and prepare preliminary energy audit report before we present it to client. Basically, this report is for the working level at the business, at the owner. So before the working level present to the management. So for the detailed energy audit, so the cost is depending on the scope of work and the size of premise. So we will perform a detailed inspection on energy flow and profile in the facility utilizing where we will use our data logger and meters before we present the findings and recommendation for energy saving solution to client. So usually it range about the range of price will be around 40,000 up to 100,000 ringgit, either for commercial or industrial premise. Now, if you decide to proceed EPC with Tnbs with us, what we will do, we will credit back the cost of detailed energy audits once the contract of EPC commencements.
Okay, right.
Yep. So,
okay, sorry, come.
Okay. If you that come back to your second question just now. You asking about let's say if I decide to take your EPC program, right? So if you look more detail on how the models work, it's all about the saving achieve. It's all about saving achieve. EPC basically is a zero capex model where the saving achieve we will share at an agreed ratio for a certain duration. Usually we will start with 80-20, and the customer, of course, they will try to negotiate and request more saving, right? So we might, let's say for example, we go for 70-30. That 70 to Tnbes, 30 to client. So we might go for 70-30, but it might prolong the contract duration, right? I have an example right now. I existing customer that subscribe our EPC that they want 90-10. So the portion they want 90-10. So from initial proposal by us is 80-20, and that's make the contract duration more shorter. So that basically the ratio will be based on how much our investment, the saving achieved, number two, and the duration of the contract.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, what about this factory who says that they have a power surcharge penalty? How would you help to address this issue? And in order to prevent such things happening again, they are saying that how do they safely monitor and manage this so to prevent this power surcharge? And is there any costs, and how we pay?
Okay. In the first place, talking about power surcharge penalty, why we having this kind of penalty, right? Basically, this happened because of our customer draw more reactive power from TNB system, which resulted in efficiency in TNB system. So the solution for this for this is customer need to supply the reactive power locally. I mean by installing capacitor bank at their premise. So customer can contact TNB local, TNB state to inform about the issue, and the person in charge will set a date to do the site confirmation in order for us to properly sizing the capacitor bank. The person in charge, basically what he or she will do, they will take data from the data and photos from your site during the site visit. Then they will provide us the information. We will come out with quotation, and the quotation will be submitted to customer based on size required at site after 3 to 5 days upon the visit. So so basically you can start monitor your consumption through REM engagement, REM registered electrical energy manager. So if your consumption or usage, your premise usage about 3 million kilowatt hour for 6 consecutive months, so you can start to engage REM as gazetted by Act EMIR EE Act under EMIR under EE Act 2008. Or the best is by installing energy monitoring system, right? Where the system can provide you with the data about your consumption and your energy pattern in real time, 24/7. So from there, it is easy to make any decision and maximize the saving. So how you're asking also about, sorry Sean, you're asking also about the costing just now, right? So it depends. The costing will be based on what customer required, how many points you want to monitor, and also what type of data you need to see at your energy dashboard, right? It's all can be customized, including the notification to your staff, right? This need to be confirmed with client first before we provide the cost. On the payment method, we can offer you through outright purchase or leasing program.
All right. Okay. Coming thick and fast from what you're saying, first thing is that just a clarification that I would not need to pay anything at all if I join the EPC program, because as you said, it's a zero capex model, right?
Yes. Basically, zero capex model. By engaging us, of course, just now I mentioned that you guys need to appointed an ESCO, in this case us. So what we'll do, we will develop a proposal from the detailed energy audit. This is important. I have to say this because this detailed energy audit is very comprehensive report that we will provide to you. Then it have a cost to develop this. So easily about 40,000 to 100,000, right? Ringgit. Let's say if you guys want to proceed EPC with Tnbs, what we'll do, we will absorb this cost later by credit it back to this contract once the contract commencement. So throughout the contract period, Sean, basically you have you need to pay zero capex upfront lah. So we will the one who invest from the saving achieved. So we will share between Tnbs and the owner.
Okay. which is then you mentioned something like averagely about 40,000. There was a question about if you work out what is your EPC over installation cost per kilowatt, then it becomes good to estimate, okay, I'm consuming X kilowatt, how much it's going to cost me.
I believe that question is referring to solar. The kilowatt hour price per installation per kilowatt hour, because if look at this EPC, it depends on the availability of your the operation of your asset at your premise. So I cannot conclude how much the price per kilowatt hour.
Right. Okay. All right. Is there a minimum bill? Is there a threshold before TNB will consider the EPC project?
Usually we focus on our customer with the tariff B and tariff C, and also tariff E, industrial. C for commercial, E for industrial. So B, C, E. So there's no limitation on that. However, we will before we proceed with this EPC, what we will do basically, we will do due diligence on our client to make sure they are a good paymaster, and of course, I guess that's it. A good paymaster, right?
Okay. Does the EPC cover the power factor surcharge solution?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it
That's
is.
right. Okay.
Just now, like I mentioned, sorry, Sean. Just now, like I mentioned, it's all about this. It's all about the saving achieved. So let's say the saving achieved is too big, right? We can include any solution in that EPC program.
Okay, so that's where it is. The next question was asking that when you can you share with some of the implementation, for EPC? Like I think you did mention, is it only LED lighting itself?
Okay. For the moment, we focus on these facilities which have this LED lightings, the chiller, and also ASU, right? So we have several successful stories. For example, LED lighting. Basically, from our experience, client a little bit scared or want to proceed with this kind of program. That's why we propose to them, why not we start with lighting first for the phase 1, right? Just to make you guys to feel more comfortable about this EPC program. Later on, once you fully understand how the mechanism, we're going to proceed with the second phase. That will goes to chiller, will goes to issue, etc., etc. So for example, one of our international airport in Malaysia, we also been invited by them to look into their chiller system. What we propose to them to install the chiller optimization that easily can save them about 13%. So that, if we translated into money, almost 276,000 ringgit per year saving, right? So other than that, we also right now actively pitching with our client on ASU, basically AN link unit with the sensors. So with several malls in Malaysia, so hopefully we can close the deal with our client.
All right. In order for someone to go into your EPC contract, you do the energy audit, right? There will be a cost to it, like you mentioned, about 40,000. So if the company does not decides not to proceed with your contract, do they have to then pay for that audit?
Yes, yes, they have to pay because, like I mentioned, this report.
You cost recover anyway, right? The idea. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I need to mobilize my team to sites easily about 1 month at site, and another 1 month for us to do the analysis and prepare the reports, right?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So
By right lah,
once
you
the,
know, that's true lah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
you know.
once the report ready, what I'm trying to say, John, in this report is very detailed. If I say, if I give it to you, you do not want to proceed EPC with Tnbs, the other ESCO can use this report.
Okay.
That's why we charging this kind of services.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I think that's all at the moment with you, Encik Effie. Just hang on a sec. I think there's a few more questions for, let's say, Elmi. Encik Elmi, you're there?
Yes, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. Can you
Wait, sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay. So, right.
Okay.
Okay. There's a question here about, has it actually installed in on top condominiums? Is it real life installation that you've done on condominium?
Okay, we have experience for condominium, but the size is very small because the rooftop is limited. But that one is only for their common space, common area, to cover the common area space bills. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's just size, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Michael.
Yep. Hi, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. I have some quick questions here. There's something to do with how much can I get from SMP rate with Surrey?
Okay.
Something to do with
I believe
NEM.
that I believe that this is got to do with the NEM scheme, right?
Yes.
So
NEM Nova.
the NEM Nova, right, is actually the net energy metering for the commercial and industrial customers, right? So that's a level of a few hundred megawatt that the new quota has been released. The SMP means the system marginal price, right? So system marginal price, I reckon it's from the single buyer website that you can refer. If not mistaken, and maybe in Chelmi, do you want to add on to this? I think it's related to NEM punya site.
On the what, Mike, again?
Yep. So the question is, how much can I get from SMP rate with Surrey? So I believe that what they are seeking here is that if they get the through Surrey, which means through maybe, let's say, example, G-Spark, there would be a certain rate, right? X rate.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is where the green energy is generated for the customer, right? For them to use first. Now the excess, then that's why they have to sell it through the NEM Nova, which has system marginal price.
Yeah.
So system marginal price is what, 18, 20 cents, somewhere there, right?
Yeah. Not even now lesser lah. Yeah.
Lesser, correct. So they would want to know if they were to take, let's say, Surrey, as in a rate, right, or offer from G-Spark, and if they have access, can they get real savings or can they generate like income as compared to SMP?
Yeah, that one for saving only lah, not as an income lah.
So what it means is that, if I can answer this correctly, meaning to say that when you size up your rooftop, right, rooftop solar, it's best you maximize the size of your PV versus your electricity bill.
Yes.
Don't oversize lah.
Yeah, correct, Mike. We are doing the right size. We are comparing for example, the 2 or 3 years punya consumption. Yeah, so we table it up, then we find which one the best size for the customer. So we don't want to end up over invest, or the client over invest to pay. Then the saving will be lesser lah.
Yeah. So what that means is that If SARE, let's say 20 cent, and your SMP is 18 cent, means you're actually losing, right? It doesn't give you savings. So you must have a right saving, and I believe that this can do that proper saving for you, so that you get the maximum benefit for this.
Yeah. Okay. There's a bit of a study there, is it? It's clarification.
Yes.
There's a Gary.
We try to get the information from the client consumption. From there, we will design it properly.
Yeah, because they say same question they asked. I do not really understand that there are cost savings, but we still pay the premium 3.7 cents. How does it save?
Okay.
Then again,
I think this question is probably for Get.
Get, right?
Yeah. Get. So the question from S. Gary. Hi, thanks for the question.
Yeah.
The question is for industry. You do not understand how cost saving is where you have to pay premium for Get. How does it save? So that is true, right? So presently, Get is at 3.7 cent premium. So you pay extra on top of your tariff. You actually don't get savings from going green, right? However, for the coming months up until June, right? You are not actually paying extra also, right? There's no additional cost for you for going green, right? For getting the certificate. The reason why is because if you subscribe for Get and you pay that extra 3.7 cent, right? You get to be exempted from ICPT. So ICPT is also a charge of 3.7 cent. You do not need to pay ICPT. You just pay for Get. So in other words, let's say you have 100 units of electricity and you decided you want to go 50 green, right? So this 50, anyhow, you still have to pay for the ICPT 3.7 cent. But now you want to go for green, so this 50, you don't have to pay ICPT 3.7 cent, but you pay for Get 3.7. So it doesn't come an extra cost for you, right? Up until June. Let's say after June, in July until December, the ICPT charge actually go higher, right? Let's say from 3.7 cent, ICPT goes maybe 4 cent, example. Then you get savings because you don't have to pay 4 cent for the ICPT. You only pay 3.7 cent for the green. But if the ICPT goes down lower, instead of 3.7 cent now, it goes maybe to 3 cent. So yes, you have an extra cost, but your extra cost is extra cost of 0.7 for going green, for you to reduce your carbon footprint or offset, right, your scope 2 emission. Because instead of so you'll be paying the green at 3.7 cent, but then your ICPT, you are exempted only 3 cents. So you still have the 0.7 cent difference. That will be the extra cost to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I think
Mr. Shah, if I can add what the Mike said, that GSPARK can help to reduce the solar tariff also. The tariff, right? For example, the saving from there, they compensate on the additional from the GET.
Okay. Great. Okay, so it's a very lively session. A lot of stuff because there's 3 topics. So lots of questions. Finally. We are just running till, it's 1 o'clock now. One final question here about, you see, Sabah is using a different, I know it's a subsidiary of TNB. You know, some of those schemes that you're offering, is that available in Sabah? It can be Get, it could be your...
For Get, right? For Get, maybe I'll just share first, Mr. Sean, if you don't mind. For Get, the scheme presently is only for Peninsular Malaysia, right? So yes, yet to be offered in Sabah, but they already talks has been started off for such program. It's still at very early stage. So once this is available, I believe that there will be some press release or information will be available in public. So presently, it's only for Peninsular Malaysia.
Okay, all right. Hold on to your horses. It's coming your way. Yeah. Okay, right. Engineer, you got
nothing.
Final word?
Same. I think same for GSPARK. Because the NAM scheme is available in Peninsular Malaysia. So, but for the Sabah, maybe we can see our counterpart hit there. We can help to embark on the green energy solution like rooftop solar.
Yeah. Okay. In GFE, any takeaway words before we end the session?
Oh, okay. I would like to thank you to MICCI for giving us an opportunity to for this webinar. I guess that's it, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. So do
yeah.
consult you guys lah for your
Yes.
ETC. Yeah. Okay. Mike, last
Yep.
takeaway, any?
No, so I think we have listed our contacts, right? We are here we are more than happy to help you, right? To achieve your target, whichever that is related or to achieve your goals. So if you are keen, right? Maybe because this talk, we are given limited time, so we might not share everything that to address your questions or your points, but do feel free to contact us directly and we'll be more happy to share in depth with you. And with that, I also would like to thank MICCI for inviting us, Tnbx, to share and get and some other solutions. Thank you to you, Mr. Sean, as well, and thank you to all who attended.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And last but not least, Encik Elmi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chuan. Thank you to MICCI for today event. I think this part can be your partner for the rooftop solar, especially. And if you cannot contact us, you can go to anywhere for TNB branch or TNB person. Then they will connect us to there, right?
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Okay, just a note is that don't be afraid lah. No, they are there to help you. Just consult them, whichever your options are. And you know, green energy, cost efficiency, everything is all there. They are all there to help us. Which I guess we have just dispelled a lot of you know, negativity or unknown, because they can't really understand. From one end, a TNB is a supplier of energy and power, and yet you have other subsidiaries trying to reduce the use of power. You know, it sort of conflict each other. But then again, you know, it's about working together to be optimizing the power industry. Okay, thank you very much to everyone. Your patience sat through quite a long session, which is very, very helpful, and is very, very you know, cost optimization is one of those things that is really, really essential for business survival. Okay, so anyway, catch up with you guys late the next time round, and see you guys. Thank you, the panelists, for really insightful, and well, time might be short, but at least it's quite clear what you can offer. All right, see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Take care,
Take care,
stay safe.
everyone.
Take care.
Bye.